Liz Truss has just told us in 8 minutes that she is unfit to govern. So this morning, round about 12 o'clock, she fired her Chancellor, her friend, her colleague. She fired him. He didn't quit, she fired him. Because, the one thing we know about Liz Truss is she doesn't really do loyalty, and she believes she can take the big decisions once she's thought about them, or once she's been advised, once she's had some sort of slogan shoved under her nose that she can repeat. I don't know who's feeding her this stuff, because it isn't somebody with a lot of sense. I don't believe she makes decisions for herself. But let that go. We've had prime ministers in the past. There are politicians in the past who've barely been able to pick up their knife and fork. And they've managed. But Liz Truss doesn't, because Liz Truss's thing is all predicated on deceit. It's all predicated on smoke and mirrors and magic. And the person who seems to be giving her advice simply isn't there. Simply, I don't know who is providing her with help. Maybe she thinks she can do it herself. She's deeply wrong if that's the case. She needs advisors, because she has no substance on her own. So this afternoon, she dumped the corporation tax cut. We were sort of expecting that U-turn. But what we weren't expecting, I was expecting it, I'm afraid, sadly, what we shouldn't have been expecting was the hopeless performance of what is, in effect, the bread and butter of being a premier. This is the expected job, and she can't master that. How can she possibly master something which is unexpected? This is laid on for her, and more than that, the questions that she was due to take afterwards were primed. But instead of dealing with it, she spent most of her time looking round the room, peering round the room, to try and identify my friend, the journalist. I have another question from you. And I would have been irritated if this had been somebody doing an exam in GCSE. And this is the Prime Minister. I expect a Prime Minister, like any actor, to rehearse until they get it right, and to continue rehearsing until they cannot get it wrong. This Prime Minister can barely get the words out. This is her bread and butter work, and she can't do that. She fails adroitly, and she demonstrates why she should not be Prime Minister today. She demonstrates regularly, but today she made it abundantly clear. 8 minutes, and then she had to run off and cry. Hopeless performance. And after that set speech, which she should have managed better than she did, she had friendly questions from a series of journalists. And the moment she was asked, "When are you going to quit?" she ran off to cry. Where is her plan of growth now? What plan? She got no package. She just got rid of her package proffering Chancellor Kwasi. So no package, no growth. The growth disappeared. This is therefore the limpest attempt to explain what she's got left. She's got nothing left. But she ought to still be able to muster support. She can't. All she can produce is an appalling vacuum. Mini budget? No, it's become a minuscule budget. 8 minutes to escape, and then to go and cry for probably 20 minutes in a Downing Street loo, downstairs. It was a speech all about her, not about the country. This was a time when we needed a Prime Minister to bring us together after a moment of national crisis. She thinks it's about her. She thinks it's her national crisis. It's her crisis. No, it's not. It's our crisis. We are the people with the mortgages. We are the people with the pensions. We are the people who see the pounds falling. We are the people who have to pick up the pieces after she's gone off to collect her money from the after-dinner speech circuit. Utterly, utterly self-absorbed, utterly selfish, and utterly, utterly without another thought for anybody else except for her. I've had to take the difficult decisions. Difficult situation. Who cares? That's your job. That's your job. It's all me, me, me. I want to deliver a high wage and high growth economy, and you won't let me. She could barely get that line out without the tears trickling down her cheeks. That would have been better. That would have been better. You know, it would have been better to have seen her crying than to have listened to this wittering on. Because I'm not going to feel pity for this person who has caused a problem to the nation. And she's caused her own problem with her own self-absorption. And her party needs to pull its trousers up, get its act together, and get rid of her now.